If the Berkshire businesses are great, but the underlying economy is a problem, where do we go from there? What are the questions you're asking yourself about the world economy?
Yeah, there's always a lot of things wrong with the world. Unfortunately, it's the only world we've got. I mean, so we live with it and we deal with it. But the beauty of it is this system works very well. I don't have the faintest idea what's going to happen in business or markets in the next year or 2 years. But the one thing I know is that over time, people will live better and better in this country. We have a system that works. It unleashes human potential. I was just thinking, we have today about 35,000 people here. That was almost 1% of the population of the United States in the first census in 1790. Just 100 groups like this and you were talking the whole country. If you look at if we'd had this room filled back in 1790 with 35,000 citizens of the United States, then they would have been just as smart as we were natively, their intelligence. They would have lived in a country with resources that obviously same fertile soil, the same temperature, the same minerals, all of that. So they were just as able as we are, but they weren't turning out anything like we turn out today. I mean, just look at how we live compared to those people several hundred years ago. So we have had a system that works. It unleashes human potential. And China went for a long time without a system that unleashed potential. Now they've got a system that's unleashing human potential. We haven't reached the end of that road by a long shot. I mean, we're just starting, basically. We will have bad years in capitalism. I mean, it overshoots in markets. It gets overcome by fear and greed and all of that sort of thing. But if you look at the 19th century, we had a civil war and we had 15 years or so of bad economic times spread out through that century. We had six panics, as they called them in those days. In the 20th century, we had a couple of great wars and we had plenty of recessions and we had the Great Depression. So we have these interruptions in the progress of our society. But overall, we move ahead, and we not only move ahead, we move ahead at a pretty damn rapid rate when you think about it. I mean, when in the 20th century we had a 7-for-1 improvement in living, and we did that. We had slavery for a long time. We had blacks counted as 3/5 of a person. We didn't let women vote for 130 years or thereabouts. I mean, we were wasting human potential, and we still are, but we were doing it more so for centuries. But we do keep moving forward in kind of fits and starts. And right now we're sputtering somewhat in terms of the economy. But there's no question in my mind that there is enormous human potential, and that at every period, every year we will meet, you can name a bunch of problems. I mean, it will happen, but the opportunities will win in the end. And your kids will live better than you live, and your grandchildren will live better. And we will find more and more ways to find easier and better ways to do things that we haven't even dreamt of yet. Charlie?
Well, now that I'm so close to the age of death, I find myself getting more cheerful about the economic future, which I'm not going to be here to enjoy. And what I find really cheerful is that we are plainly going to harness the direct energy of the sun, and we're going to have electrical power all over the world, and that's going to enable overpopulated countries to turn seawater into fresh, and it's going to eliminate a lot of the environmental problems and preserve more of the hydrocarbon resources for future needs as chemical feedstocks. What I see is a final breakthrough that solves the main technical problem of man, and you can see it coming right over the horizon. And of course, Mid-American and BYD will be participating in it. So I think it's usually a mistake to think only about your probable misfortunes. You should also think about what's good about your situation. And what's good about our situation now is the main technical problem of mankind is about to be fixed. You have enough energy, you can solve a lot of your other problems.
He is getting more optimistic as he gets older.
In conclusion, Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger reflect on the enduring resilience of capitalism and the boundless human potential it unleashes. Despite economic challenges, they maintain optimism, foreseeing a future where harnessing solar energy will revolutionize global development, solving mankind's main technical problem. Their perspective underscores the importance of focusing on solutions amid uncertainties, leaving a legacy of hope for generations to come.